Hey guys, it is Wednesday here at Witches of the Moon, and I am your hostess Blythe, also known as Blythe's Spirit here on YouTube and Facebook. And this week's topic is about spell writing tips. Now, I am probably one of the worst people to actually ask for spell writing tips because 95% of my spells are probably done exactly the same way. So if you're looking for simplicity, then you may want to actually watch this video. What I usually do first is I figure out what it is that I want to accomplish, and then I'll go into the correspondences that are all listed in the video that I did last week. I will look for the candle color, the herb association, figure out if I'm going to use crystals or not, whatever symbolism you're going to use, you figure out your day, and stuff like that. I try to do days. I don't really do times, and your moon phase, and whatever else it is that you are going to work with. And actually what I do is I like these candles, the glass vigil candles. I use these the most. These are pretty accessible to me, and these candles too. So I have a very large Jewish and Catholic community around me, so they're great for their candles, so I really appreciate that. And I also have these chime candles. Word to the wise, if you're going to order chime candles, find a big box of them. Don't buy them from a witchy store, because a box of 20 only cost me $4 plus shipping. So that's just a tip right there. And don't spend more than $2 on these candles if you can help it. Usually what I will do is I will take my candle and I will inscribe it. I will inscribe right on the candle here, or I will use a Sharpie. And first I'm going to cleanse it. So I cleanse it first with Florida water actually. And then I will write with Sharpie. I will write the name, the person's birthday, whatever information identifies them, and what it is that I wanted to do. And I will actually take a kitchen skewer and poke holes and put in my oils and my herbs. Not too much, because you don't really want it to catch on fire, because you want to be able to read this candle. And that's why I like using these, is because these are easier to read. I mean, with these you can tell if it burns well or not, or if you're gonna have a mess, but I really like these because you can actually read it over the course of a couple of days, where you can see where it burns really well and at the end it burns really bad, and you figure out what you want to do. So that is pretty. And then I write my petition on a piece of paper and stick it underneath the candle. I'm not really I'm more of a focus and intent, and put my intent into the candle than a lot of words and poetry and stuff like that. I know everybody writes differently, but I'm a more direct person anyway, so that is why this kind of work works better for me. I just write down exactly what it is that I want to do, what I want to happen, and you have to be very, very, very direct when you're doing your spell work. So a couple of tips, I guess, that I can give is more of with casting. I always make a mess, so I try to have a very clean, you always want to have a clean workspace. I clean everything with Florida water before I get started. I clean myself before I get started, and I try to make it so it's easier for me to clean, because my altar is actually a whole big space. So I might have a little messy space for my spell work, and if it gets really messy, I don't want to have to mess up, clean up the whole thing if I don't have to. So I always try to put down another cloth and be careful with the oils. I've spilled oils and herbs and such like that, especially when everything is burning. One of the things that some people will do is they'll take a glass that will fit this and fill it up with water. So this will actually sit in a glass of water. So if you're worried about it breaking, which if it breaks, it's very bad. If it breaks, then you have that water. And some people, when they're using the smaller candles, they will actually put them like in their bathtub or something. That's why I like using these ones, because these ones only burn for an hour or two. I do use the big tapers sometimes. This is more of like my little quickie spells. And one of the things that I do, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. If you're going to use the taper candles like this, what I do is I take a piece of aluminum foil and I will line the bottom of the candle holder. And this way, when the candle burns down, it burns down into the aluminum foil, and you just pop that out and you dispose of that how you wish, instead of scraping out the candle wax or putting it in the freezer, because that doesn't always work for me. Especially with these smaller candle holders, it's really hard to do that. And so that is what I do for that. Another thing that I do also is, if I have an intent in mind, I have something that is in mind, and I start putting stuff together, and I may not have everything, or maybe I do have everything, but I'm waiting for the right day, I will actually put everything together in a box. And I call this my spell box. It's not completely finished still. And in this right now actually is all the ingredients for a crystal grid. So I actually have 3 altar cloths in here, and these are the cloths I usually use for my spell work. Just little ones. You can tell this one's got a burn hole in it. Some herbs. This is mugwort and comfrey for travel protection. And I actually have, oh no, this is my healing grid. I have crystals in here for healing grid. I need to get my travel crystals together so I can set that up. So this box is actually full of crystals right now, but you can put small candles in there and herbs and whatever it is that you are going to be using. And spells come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and I do a lot of really quickie sugar spells, and I've done freezer spells and poppets and all sorts of different things. So it really depends on what you're doing, but always try to keep everything clean and energetically especially, and make sure you're protected, and make sure you have your intent very, very clear. So that is my advice. Write everything down. I don't write everything down and then I kind of just go by the fly, which works for me but may not work for everybody. It doesn't. Sometimes I feel like I'm just really flying by the seat of my pants. So write it down. Write down how it worked, what it did, what you did, how it worked, and then you can twerk it. You can tweak it. I'm not gonna edit that out. You can tweak it out the next time you decide to cast that spell. So yes, and on that note, I hope you have a great day and a blessed week. Have a good one.